The year was 2025. The date, April 22nd, a day etched in infamy. On that fateful day, the serene beauty of Pahalgam, a jewel in the crown of Kashmir, was shattered by a heinous act of terrorism. Terrorists, their hearts filled with hate, unleashed a wave of violence targeting innocent civilians, many of them tourists enjoying the splendors of the valley. The nation watched in horror as news channels broadcast images of the carnage. The death toll was staggering, 26 innocent lives lost, their dreams cut short by the bullets of fanaticism. The attack sent shockwaves through the nation, leaving an indelible scar on the collective psyche of the Indian people. The Pahalgam terror attack was not just an attack on innocent civilians, it was an assault on India's sovereignty, an attempt to destabilize the country and sow seeds of fear. Intelligence agencies worked tirelessly, piecing together the evidence. It pointed towards a sinister nexus of terror groups operating from across the border. These groups, nurtured and supported by elements within Pakistan, had been waging a proxy war against India for decades. The Pahalgam attack was a stark reminder of Pakistan's duplicity, its continued use of terrorism as an instrument of state policy. The attack ignited a firestorm of anger and outrage across India. There was a palpable sense of grief, anger, and a steely resolve. The nation demanded justice. The time for words was over. The government vowed swift and decisive action, promising to make the perpetrators pay a heavy price for their crimes. On May 7, 2025, just 15 days after the Pahalgam attack, India launched Operation Sindoor. It was a meticulously planned operation, a testament to the capabilities of the Indian Armed Forces. Operation Sindoor was not just a military operation, it was a message. A clear and unambiguous message that India would no longer tolerate terrorism. The operation targeted 9 terrorist camps located deep inside Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. This included the headquarters of Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed, the terror outfits responsible for the Pahalgam attack in Muridka and Bawalpur. The Indian Air Force launched precision airstrikes, utilizing a combination of fighter jets, missiles and drones. These strikes were carried out with pinpoint accuracy, minimizing collateral damage and ensuring that only terrorist targets were hit. The Indian Army provided crucial support, engaging in heavy artillery duels with Pakistani forces along the line of control. The Indian Navy was also deployed strategically in the Arabian Sea, ready to thwart any misadventure by the Pakistani Navy. Operation Sindoor showcased the synergy and coordination between the 3 branches of the Indian Armed Forces. The operation, which lasted for 3 days, sent shockwaves through Pakistan. The Pakistanis, caught off guard by the scale and precision of the Indian response, scrambled to respond. However, their efforts were too little, too late. By the time the dust settled, over 100 terrorists had been neutralized, including high-value targets like Maulana Yusuf Azhar, the mastermind behind the IC-814 hijacking. Pakistan's military infrastructure also suffered significant damage, with several key installations, including the Nur Khan Air Base, being hit. The operation sent a strong message to the international community that India would no longer hesitate to act decisively against terrorism. The international community, accustomed to India's restraint in the face of Pakistani provocations, was taken aback by the sheer audacity and scale of Operation Sindoor. A ceasefire was brokered on May 11, 2025, largely due to international pressure, particularly from the United States. However, this ceasefire was short-lived. Within hours, Pakistan violated the agreement, launching a series of drone and missile attacks on Indian military installations. The Indian Air Force, however, was on high alert and successfully thwarted these attacks. Operation Sindoor, while a resounding military success, was not without its costs. The conflict led to heightened tensions along the border, resulting in blackouts, evacuations and school closures in several border districts of Jammu, Punjab and Rajasthan. The tourism industry in Kashmir, which had just begun to recover after years of unrest, suffered a major setback. The operation also brought to light the true face of Pakistan's involvement in terrorism. Following the operation, the Indian Army showcased the wreckage of Chinese-made PL-15 missiles and Turkish drones, proving beyond doubt that Pakistan was using these weapons to target India. Operation Sindoor was a watershed moment in India's fight against terrorism. It marked a paradigm shift in India's security policy, sending a clear message that India would no longer hesitate to use its military might to protect its interests and its people. The operation also exposed Pakistan's continued use of terrorism as a tool of state policy, further isolating Islamabad on the world stage.